Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is my channel, That's Key. My name is Kiona Mercedes, and here I give advice, key pointers, key tips about things I've learned through my experiences. And so if you watched my last video, I was talking about moving on, leaving that person behind, letting go. And today I do have one more video for this series. We are in my single series, if you did not know. And I want to end it with talking about learning how to be alone. Like, how was I going to leave that out? How was I going to leave that out? How could I leave that out? That is one of the most important things I think I've learned along this journey of being single. I've been single for a while now, and that has definitely been something I had to get comfortable with. So being alone and learning how to be alone is such an important thing, because I feel like oftentimes people jump from relationship to relationship, or they jump from relationship to situation. Whatever the case is, whatever type of relationship you're jumping in, you jumping from person to person, no matter what it is. And that is not always a good thing. I don't think it's a good thing at all in general, to each their own. But I think it's not a good thing because you never sit with yourself. You never get to learn yourself. You never get to learn what you like, what you don't like. You never get to, build a relationship of, I guess, just knowing yourself, even just knowing yourself truly without the input of other people, or without other people affecting you so intensely. I feel like when you're in a relationship, you're picking up habits from another person. Even with friendship and even in family dynamics, you learn a lot of different things from other people when you're around them heavily. And being alone in general, when I was, living with myself and by myself, and I was away from family, I was away from friends, I'm not in a relationship, and I have all this time to sit. Like, I've learned the most, I've grown and I've matured the most. And I feel like if you don't know how to be alone, that oftentimes hinders you in what you can get in a relationship, because again, you're not learning anything about yourself, knowing yourself truly. And I think one thing that I really was impacted by in my journey of being alone was how I learned about love. And it's crazy to say, you'd be like, how did you learn about love? By being alone. But I'm gonna tell y'all, don't worry, I got y'all. It's because I sat with God. I'm a Christian over here. I sat with God and I learned so much about what love truly was and what that looked like as He reflected that back to me. I learned how it was patient and what being patient meant, how it was kind and what being kind meant. I learned how it was forgiving. I learned how grace was there. I learned the true joy of being loved by someone that loved you no matter what, despite your flaws, that was there to help you grow and nurture you and everything else. And I also just learned, the overall aspect of how it was to be valued by God and valued within myself. Like, being alone taught me my worth in a sense. And it's crazy that it took being alone for me. I don't think everybody's journey is going to be the same. That's not what I'm saying. But when I was sitting with myself, I was like, okay, wow, I'm portrayed in such a beautiful image, and I'm a beautiful girl. I have these things to offer, and it's like, I am worthy. I'm worthy of that love that I've sought for, and I'm worthy of exemplifying myself in that manner and showing myself as the diamond that I am. Because I always say, like, think of yourself as a diamond. You don't want anybody to buy you. You don't want anybody to touch you. You are worthy. They have to be able to afford you to get you. And I saw that when I was sitting by myself, because I feel like in past relationships and dealing with past people, they've always tried to make it seem like I wasn't worthy of being loved, or I was too sensitive, or I was too this and I was too that. And maybe at times I did need to grow and mature and work on myself in order to get there, which is another great reason why you need to be alone. But I also was able to do that and just understand that, you know, there was more things to relationships that I ever thought before. And some of those things I talked about in this video, some things will be talked about in the new series, because I feel like there's different dynamics to it, but I was able to really just grow and again mature to be that person and not hold myself to where people saw me, because forget how other people see you. You are made in God's image, and God sees you as, you know, pure and blameless. Even when we are making mistakes, He forgives. And you know, you learn so much just by occupying that time with self. So I definitely feel like this is like the icing on the cake to being alone, or to being single, not being alone, but to being single, because in that journey, like that whole entire journey, I learned, you know, how to take accountability. I've learned how to let go. I learned forgiveness. I learned, you know, all these different things that I talked about, and I wouldn't have been able to learn it with another person there. I feel like if I had another person there, I just wouldn't have been as focused on self. I wouldn't have learned it to the depths of where I could have learned it with another person being around. Like I could have learned, of course, these different things, but some things you have to go through and experience, and you have to go through and sit and really dwell in those different areas of life, those different journeys of life, so that you can really understand and learn from it. Because once you really truly learn from something, you don't make past mistakes, or you don't have those past decisions that you made before that led you into situations maybe you wouldn't have wanted to be in, or you are continuously putting yourself in. And so from that point, it's gonna help me, like, I don't want to jump into the next topic, but from that point of learning how to be alone, I was like, boom, I'm not just talking to anybody, I'm not just giving anybody my time, my energy, because they don't deserve that. I am celibate. We're gonna talk about that, but we're gonna talk about it in another video. I'm celibate, you know, and that showed me how people just don't deserve to touch me in that manner, or even kiss me, you know, all these different things, because I wouldn't say you have to work for that, because that sounds crazy, like you have to work for that. But I feel like there's, how do I put this? I feel like just as I was meeting someone, I wouldn't get to have the opportunity, and I wouldn't want someone to have that opportunity that had me in the full capacity of who I am and what I am, and, you know, everything I embody just right away. So casual hookups, even in relationships, just because we're in a relationship doesn't mean you just deserve that piece of me in its entirety, because I feel like people earn your trust. People earn these different parts of you as you grow closer, and that takes time. Like, it is not a quick process, and you learn how to appreciate people when you take your time. And being alone taught me how to take my time, again, patience, where I can learn to appreciate people and they can learn to appreciate me in my full capacity, while, you know, not giving myself entirely, like breaking down those walls the way they should be broken down, instead of like having someone rush in and before you know it, like they've jumped over the wall that you have built to protect yourself, and then because they've done that, like, it's everything that you might have worked for is ruined in a way. And I like to have people ease into that, like, okay, we break down these walls slowly, and we're doing it together, building a new, you know, foundation eventually, after those walls are broken down. And it's like, boom, like I felt like comfortable with that. It was, you know, we eased into that. So I guess that's the best way I can explain it. But yeah, so it just taught me so much, even about going into relationships, and even appreciating like my me time, my time with God first and foremost, because again, you need you to take you everywhere you go. And if you don't have you, who gonna do it for you? Like, who is gonna be the person that pushes you forward? Who's gonna be the person, like, you're the most important in your life? So taking care of yourself and understanding that and learning that prior to a relationship is such a game changer and has been a game changer for me, even in my mistakes. So that is the end of this series, you guys. We are done with this series. That's the end of this series. Make sure you guys comment down below, what is your favorite part of this series? Are you guys excited for the next series? Can you guys guess what the next series is going to be? I'm excited. I'm super excited. We about to talk some more. It's going to be some good stuff. We are staying on the topic of, I guess, relationship dynamics, because even single is a relationship dynamic. So just know that. But that's the end of my single series. I don't know. I love each of this series, and I just hope it helps you guys. I hope you take something from it, even if it's just one video or even if it's just one part of a video. Make sure you guys, as always, like, comment, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next video.